Hello, I'm Aaron, base, straight A student, always leveling up life, and it can seem really cool to say that you don't need sleep, that you work 25-hour days and you have like the Sigma fucking grind set. But come on bro, let's wake up to reality, no pun intended, and actually make our reality auspicious. And that starts with how we spend our days and our minutes. And how we spend our days and our minutes is determined by how well our morning goes. And so it's really favorable to spend some time in optimizing your morning and making sure that you're doing like the right high ROI, high return on investment things that will help you get a much more progress in your goals and in your life. I'm gonna share why I wake up early, start with why, Simon Sinek, and also what I do. Like the average people I talk to in our class, like I overhear them saying that they went to sleep at 1 a.m. and they woke up at like 7 a.m. They got like 5 hours of sleep, whatever. And I will be honest, that used to be me. That literally used to be me, so I can relate with them. It's just not who I am right now. Timestamps to each part of this are down below, so you can skip ahead to any section that you'd like. But waking up early, it's where it's at. The first reason why is that no one else is awake. No one else is awake, so you're already surpassing a bunch of different people by getting a head start on your day. And you're not like, you know, the average 99% mediocre type people. Because no one else is awake, you can get a bunch of good stuff done during that time because you haven't got no one to distract you, and you also aren't going to be missing out on anything because there's going to be no FOMO because everyone else is asleep. So you don't have to like worry about checking the group chat or anything like that. So there will be no FOMO over you, and you can just work with like your full mind, fully mindful of the thing that you're doing. That will just lead to creating incredibly good results in that time. It's also the most favorable time to do deep work. It's a concept by Cal Newport. This is his book here. And basically it's long work, like 2 hours, 3 hours, without any distractions. Waking up early and working first thing in the morning is so productive and you get so much done. You might be like, but Aaron, I just woke up, I'm gonna be tired, it's early in the morning. And to that I say, like, how are you gonna be tired after you slept like hopefully 8 hours? How are you gonna be tired after you just wake up, bro? You should of course not be like, I don't know, jolting out of bed, filled with energy, ready to conquer the day. Although that's partly what you should be like. But when you wake up, you should have energy because you just got like hours of rest. You can just try, right? And even if you have like the false limiting belief that you're not able to work in the morning because you're tired, you can just try out this deep work thing first thing in the morning. And you can see that you're actually much more capable than you realize. It's just that you have never set the intention to do so, and so your potential is limited. So now you may ask like, okay, I woke up early and I'm gonna work because I understand why, but what the hell should I work on? And that's when the concept of eat the frog comes into play. There's a whole book about it. Basically, the habit that you want to be doing is called ETF, eat the frog. Basically, you want to be doing the hardest task, the most uncomfortable task, first thing in the day and get it out of the way for the rest of the day. So you don't have like this burden in your mind just lingering over you for the rest of your day. And you can instead be present and mindful because you have already done the hardest, most arduous task first thing in the day and you're completely out of that now. Usually we have school super early in the mornings, and so what ends up happening is that when we wake up, the first thing that we're like working in is schoolwork. And usually, right, 9 times out of 10, the work that we do in class is not high ROI whatsoever. So I do not want to waste like my morning ETF power on bullshit class assignments, and instead I do like the real work, the real like practice tests in the studies realm or whatever on, I don't know, other endeavors I'm doing, like the meaningful tasks and the most arduous ones first thing in the morning, and actually use my ETF power to that, and then the rest of the day can tick along. Now the second part is how. How exactly should I wake up early? Like what's like a framework that I can follow? The first thing is to set a time for when you ideally want to be waking up. So this should be set according to your bedtime. So I, for example, my bedtime is 10 p.m. Yes, I have a bedtime, fuck you. It's healthier and more productive, so I don't really care. Since I go to bed at 10 p.m, I set my waking time to 6 a.m. So that's 8 hours. I know that there's like some stuff that I've heard about us not exactly needing 8 hours of sleep and that we usually need more or less depending on different circumstances, but I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Just assign like 8 to 9 hours of bed every single night. So I, for example, have 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You can copy that if you like, or if you want to go even more extreme, you can wake up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m. or something crazy like that if, I don't know, your parents allow you to. Now that we have a time that we're intending to wake up, let's say I, for example, chose 6 a.m. and you usually wake up at 8 a.m. and you want to wake up at 6 a.m., you set the alarm clock to 6 a.m. and when it fucking rings at 6 a.m., you want to make sure that you do wake up. Like, it will seem daunting, it will seem hard at first, like you will have to employ some discipline and be persistent in that you actually wake up. And for the first few days, it's hard. I will be honest, it is fucking hard. When you're in the morning, you have like no idea of what's going on and you have to just wake up. That's the one thing that you have to do. It's only like that for like a couple of days, 2-3 days max. After that, during the night time, you will naturally feel sleepier earlier, and you can just simply go to bed earlier because your sleeping schedule will shift slowly and your brain will start getting used to it. This is kind of like the same thing that happens when we fly to another country that's in a different time zone. For the first few days, it will be a bit awkward, but as you adjust, you will just naturally start waking up earlier, and that's how you start waking up early. Alright, the last part is just 3 extra random tips that I want to kind of brain dump onto you. First is to do something called intermittent fasting. It's one of the healthiest things that I started doing, and my mum actually put this on to me when I was like 12, 13. I didn't even know about like the self-improvement kind of stuff back then. And it's basically where you fast from food for a certain amount of time of the day. Intermittent fasting in the morning is the easiest because you can just skip breakfast, and it's such an auspicious thing to do. I don't have time to explain it fully, but if you can, just try and skip breakfast, and that will help you just not have like the influx of carbs that you get. That will just make your mind slow, and you will get like brain fog, and you can just be sharp and have a calloused mind that you can direct to your work. You can just have a sharp mind so that whatever work you do before lunch, it will be of the highest quality, and you won't be feeling any brain fog or anything stupid like that. Especially if you're a student, getting into intermittent fasting is super easy to do. For example, I remember when I first started, I started with just the weekdays when I had school, and then I slowly shifted it over to the weekends. A second tip is to track your wake up times and bedtimes on some kind of a habit tracker or on like a Notion page. I have like a physical version of a habit tracker right here. It's just out of frame on this cupboard right now. But if you prefer to have it digitally so that, I don't know, you can look at it from anywhere and it will be always like stored on the cloud, then you can check out the one that I made, linked down below, and you'll get 5 more other templates too of like doing studies and self-improvement, business, and like having it all systemized. They're really good templates, they're simple, and I love them, and it's completely free. Finally, when you do wake up early, you want to make sure that your phone is just somewhere far away and it's not like in your reach and in your sight. Because if it's somewhere near you and you spot it, it's like a cue from Atomic Habits, which will just lead to you like getting like the desire and the thought of picking up your phone and checking what's up, which is not really favorable to do in like the pure morning times. Now the choice is yours whether you want to wake up early or not. I suggest that you do, I highly recommend it, but at the end of the day, it's your choice, so it's up to you to decide whether the benefits are worth it or not. Bro, the mornings are literally overpowered. I get so much like high quality work done, and waking up early, it's where it's at, bro. If you want to learn more about how I optimize my phone, so there are like some simple settings that you can turn on and off that will help you reduce your screen time and will make like your phone, which is a really big distraction, not distract you that much, especially in the mornings, then you can click here where I yap a lot more about that. Hope you found this valuable, and as always, your potential is only limited by your intention. See you later, bro.